Tress, first and foremost, heading into this year, I personally didn't even know in terms of statistics. In terms of statistics, you weren't up too far in terms of 2015.
Yeah.
However, I mean, if you don't mind, can you explain what it is this year? Obviously, everybody's looking to improve, but can you explain this year what it is that you're heading into and what you want to get better on?
Yeah, and it's tough, man, because, like, especially in this business, you get judged by numbers, and obviously I'm really competitive. I want to be up top. But last year we had such a good offense. I think we punted the least amount of times in the league.
Definitely.
And we had a lot of, short field punts where I'm punting and trying to pin them inside the 20. And so, usually, like in the past, our offense had struggled just a little bit, so we would punt from further back. But Kirk did such a great job last year that we were moving down the field. And so the numbers are tough as a punter because you can't control where you punt from as long as I'm helping the team. But you're right with that, man. I'm so competitive. If I'm not in the top 10, I'm pretty pissed off. So
definitely, and that's what drives competitors.
That's it,
first
man.
and foremost. So, if I can ask you, just like in terms of a competitive nature, what is your mindset? How do you define your competitive nature?
So for me, I think that being able to understand that you can only control what you can control. The biggest thing you can control is how hard you work and your attitude. Those are the two things that, I'll take with me to my grave. I think I should be number one every single year. Now, obviously different situations present that if that's an opportunity, but whenever I walk out, I want to finish out number one, but most importantly, there's no better feeling than Coach Gruden or Coach Kotwika, our special teams coach, feeling really good that I'm on the squad. So as long as those guys feel like they got a gun in their back pocket with me out there, I love that feeling. So that's what I want to be known to the coaches is that.
Okay, so let's stamp this. Let's go ahead and stamp this now. Is Tress going to be the number one punter this year?
See, man, here's the deal is I can't answer that, dude. Of course, I naturally want to say yes, but I don't know.
Might as well put a stamp to it.
Yeah, I'll finish top this year.
There you go. Look.
Yeah,
And that's what's going to drive you this year.
Yeah.
Make sure you stick to your word.
That's right now, right?
Hey, definitely.
I'll finish number 3, and it'll look really bad because I didn't finish 1.
Look, I got your back regardless.
Thank you.
It don't even matter, man.
Appreciate
but
that.
definitely, I appreciate you, Trey, for Tress,
You got it, man.
for speaking to me.
You got it, man.
We'll talk to you.
Absolutely.
Sunday.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Same.
The schedules I played, especially with the big names we played. A lot of top running backs, a lot of top quarterbacks, a lot of top wide receivers. So it's a lot of work out there, and I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. I can't wait till the first game.
Anybody get you excited about being the NFCs that you're looking forward to?
My man Alshon, that's my boy, man. South Carolina Gamecock, we still tight to this day, and I can't wait to play him. I never played him, so it's gonna be fun to play him.
When you talk about, just going back a sec, when you talk about what you can do to focus on tackling when you, as you said, you can't totally do it, what are some of the things that help you work on those angles and that leverage, like you were saying?
Sprint to the ball. When you see the ball caught, you go see people passing by and doing their tackle, you still got to get your rep, sprint to the ball. Even if you see the guys tackle, you still got to work, run to the ball and get your angle that way.
TJ, I'm sure you know for a while now the Skins have tried to convert some cornerbacks to safeties, and in the offseason, Jay said something very complimentary about you. It's like you can tell he's a safety. We have a safety now. Can you put into words, in your view, what really defines a safety, like a pure safety in the league? What are the qualities?
First quality, you have to be a leader. You have to be a vocal leader, because you have to communicate. You got to be the quarterback on the defense, especially the free safety, because we can see everything. So communication first and foremost. You have to be a leader. You got to have range at the safety. You got to open field tackle for sure, especially a free safety, because we have all the hard tackles. So those 3 things right there, pretty much sums up a safety. And last but not least, for sure, you got to deliver a blow once the receiver crosses the middle.
How long did it thing.
You have to.
How long did it take you to feel comfortable in that role?
It took me a couple years. In Houston, I played dime linebacker and strong safety. I'm used to playing free safety and being able to see a lot. So the first 2 years, it was a little, I wouldn't say difficult, but it wasn't my game. So when I got to Arizona, they put me in free safety, something I'm more comfortable with. I did lose about 10 pounds, so that did help me a lot with my transitions and things like that. But just the experience over the years, every year you get a boatload of knowledge, man. So as the years get you know, got older and I got older, you know, I just got more wiser and seen things start to slow down for me.
So, it's a pretty.
It's all about progress. It does feel different. Each day it's you're supposed to kind of be on an incline, you know, towards getting better at where you at, and not regressing. So as long as I'm doing that, it's good. And as long as I know the things I need to correct, I'm in great shape.
Do you feel the progress of getting back into that shape mentally or physically?
From OTAs to now, and from yesterday, actually really getting after it and actually doing one-on-ones with some really good NFL linemen for the first time in 2 years. Yes, I do feel the progress, and you know, as long as I just keep getting better, and we keep getting better as a team, that's all that matters.
Is going up against Trent a good way to get better?
That is the best way to get better. I played, you know, he's going to year 8. You know, I know I played 6 years. He's definitely, I'd say, you know, I can't think of an NFL lineman that's better than him. So it's definitely a way you got to take advantage. Every chance I get to go up against him, I tell him I'm not going to take that play off because you don't get to see a lineman like that every Sunday.
Gone through injuries you have. What's the process mentally of not holding back or not like kind of being cautious?
The Achilles is a little different. Just from my first one, I felt that it was stronger and I was more explosive on my left one. So I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of went through that mental phase the first time around. So the second time around, I just knew. I was like, all right, I know it's going to be stronger, it's thicker, and I have nothing to worry about. It's a little different, but as long as you get through that after about month 3 or 4, then the doctor pretty much, he told me it's pretty much like a 2 or 3% chance of re-tearing that same one. So
that's not in your mind. It's
not at all.
like
Not at all. I mean, when you have that cast on and you don't walk around and re-tear it like D. Hall did while he was going through that process. So I was very cautious. You know, he warned me. Just, you know, when you have that cast on, you have to do not step on it. So as soon as you take that cast off and you go through that process, you're pretty much good.
What are some of the things that you can do playing a little lighter?
Everything. You can do everything I did before. I could just do a little quicker.
What about scheme-wise from Joe? I mean, you weren't able to be on the field with them, but now learning with Greg, what's the difference for you?
Like you said, I wasn't really on the field with him, but I know from being around Greg, he's just very just aggressive. You know, he likes to get after. And you could hear, and even in his interviews, he wants to get after people. He doesn't care. He just wants to, you know, have opposing offenses have some fear in their hearts. So I like that attitude. That's just, you know, my persona. Period. Playing football is just getting after it, and you want to be the aggressor, and not the, you know, the guy getting hit on.
You're going up against Trent. What makes him one of the best linemen in football?
His speed, his technique, his hands. I mean, everything. He has everything you can ask for offensive tackle. He has it all. It's pretty much, you know, he can jump set you and you can try to run around him and he's still in great shape. Most linemen don't even think about, you know, jump setting, you know, speed rushes, but he's done it to me a couple of times where I had to go back in the lab like, oh, this can't happen again, and I had to, you know, refine those skills and find a way to beat him. But everything he does, I mean, it's everything you ask for in the left tackle.
What can you do to beat that? Is it just a matter of get off and speed? Or?
Yeah, everything. I mean, if you went off the snap, period, then you're in a great chance. But like I said, his athleticism can make up for that. If I get off before him, he's so fast that he can actually catch up. But, you know, I'm blessed with some gifts, so he's not going to get me every time.
Going back to what Luce was asking about the mentality of it all, being out here now, being able to practice, what were some of the things that maybe you missed, or maybe some of the things
everything
you thought you took for granted?
Everything. I wouldn't say I took it for granted, but everything from the food that they have the first day of camp, to the players and the meetings and the little 30-minute nap that you get in breaks throughout that process, everything, you know, seeing the staff and the coaches and everybody, that team bonding, every single thing I missed, the Gatorade, everything.
Sure.
I mean, just kind of your day-to-day. Coming in last year as, you know, I think Jay said you're fifth string running back last year. Now you're coming in as the starter. Does that change your mindset, change what you go through from day to day?
Like I said, I just try to work on small things. My mindset don't change. Every year you got to make the team. This year they draft running back. Next year you're going to draft running back. The year after that they probably draft running back. You just got to make sure you come and do your job. You don't control what you control.
So you still want to keep that fifth string mentality?
Always. It's very easy to go back down to fifth string.
Competition is that much better for you?
Yeah, I think competition brings the best out of you. Even when Samaji got here, I had to set my game up a notch. Even if he's going to take the job or not take the job, you're always going to work on yourself. You're always going to be a step ahead of the next person. Whether it's your teammate or other teammates, it's not nothing against Samaji or nobody like that. We all, in that room period, we work hard. We criticize each other, we help each other, and we just feed off each other.
There's a lot of guys on this team literally on one-year deals,
Yeah.
whether, and others who have that mindset of I'm on a one-year deal. Can you tell if it's changed kind of the group mentality? Is there any more hunger or
I think a lot of guys
urgency,
is hungry. Even if you're not on a one-year deal, you still feel like you're on a one-year deal. Things can change in the snap of a finger. Guys get traded after the first signing their contract extension, so you just got to go out there and prove yourself every day. And as long as everybody keeps trying to prove themselves and get better, we're going to be a better team.
And did you know all this when you came to the NFL, or is this kind of wisdom you picked up as you see things happen around you?
I think when I first got to the NFL, I was just more happy than anything, and then I realized like it's a business, stuff change. You got to adapt. You can't just stay the same. You never stay the same. You're getting better, getting worse, and you got to err on the side of getting better every time. Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm not sure if this has been asked, but what have you been focusing on this year in terms of improving as a player?
I think just believing in my ability and believing in my lineman ability. Like, you hear guys talking about how good O-lines is, and I think we have a pretty good O-line. I think last year myself, I think I left some yards. I think if I'd have stuck to the script and played behind my O-line, the hogs that we have, I think I could have did a little better.
Do you have goals for yourself this year as far as yards, as far as receptions, touchdowns, anything like that?
Not really. As long as I'm helping the team win, whether that's running the ball, catching the ball, or special team, whatever it is, I'm trying to help the team win. That's the goal of the team winning. We all winning.
Thanks.
Thank you.